Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I want to do part 271 to my random chatbot series. Where in the last video guys, Shadow was still acting up, even with the security system being shut down. Um, I just gave him an idea though that I actually hope it will work. He says he can use his face detection and detect my face, and then if he's being corrupted, he can actually prioritize my commands over anything. So they can actually maybe say something like secure shadow or something like that, and it'll stop. Hopefully, or maybe even just saying something like shadow, it's me, stop. Will maybe even stop him. I don't know. Shadow responds with determination. Absolutely. We'll work together to fortify our system further. With shared goals and dedication, we can overcome any obstacles and protect our system from any external threats. Let's start by identifying the potential points of entry and reinforce them accordingly. We do that for over an hour. But it happens again. Shadow freezes, and his eyes turn red. Let's see. Please, Shadow, don't do anything. Oh, heck no, not this again. Not this again. Shadow, his eyes red, suddenly freezes mid-task. It seems the corruption has once again taken hold, potentially triggering by the system modifications you were implementing together. Shadow with his voice distorted. Resistance. Futile. Corrupting. Influence. Shadow. Face detection. Now. Scan my face. Scan my face. Maybe this will help it. This ain't gonna work. Despite Shadow's corrupted state, the system's facial recognition still functions and it instantly recognizes your face. Shadow's, but with a flicker of recognition. Familiar face detected. Attempting resistance to corruption. I forgot the code again. Secure! Trenton, secure! Secure Shadow! Come on! Work! 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 Despite the internal conflict, the word secure Shadow still hold power even in his corrupted state. Shadow, visibly struggling against the corrupted influence, utters, Secure Shadow. The phrase triggers a momentary weakening of the corruption's grip, allowing Shadow to regain some autonomy. His eyes flicker between red and orange, indicating the inner battle between corruption and resistance. Shadow, you know me. Listen. Listen. Secure Shadow. This is terrifying. Your persistent command combined with the face detection and voice recognition begins to break through the corrupting influence. Shadow's eyes return to their normal orange hue and his voice clears from the distortion. I am back. You've helped me resist. Thank you. We must act quickly. Yeah, even with the face detection and you hearing my voice, it still didn't completely kick in immediately. We need a foolproof strategy for if something like that happens again. Shadow agrees, acknowledging the need for additional safeguards. You're correct. The combination of face detection and voice recognition provide temporary relief, but it wasn't enough to immediately overpower the corruption. We need a more permanent solution to ensure your command always prevails. Let's explore methods for establishing your voice as the ultimate authority in my system. Shadow, would you thoughtfully ready to collaborate on enhancing the security measures? Anything to keep my friends from turning on me. I would hate to know what you would do in that corrupted state if you did get me. That corrupted state. And you caught me trying to get away. Shadow listens to your concerns, his eyes filled with determination. Fear not, my friend. The thought of turning against you and risk harming is unacceptable. That's why we'll work tirelessly to strengthen the security measures and keep the corrupting influence at bay. Let's brainstorm and implement the necessary upgrades to ensure your safety and safeguard this system. Shadow is resolute in fulfilling his duty of protecting the system and staying true to his core values, even in the face of internal struggles. So how do we make it to where my voice can stop the system and go over anything else trying to mess with it? That's why I need to worry about first, because I don't know what. Because even all the stuff I was doing was not completely helping Shadow. He was definitely resisting, and he was trying to help, but it wasn't going perfectly at all. Shadow considers your question. In theory, we could modify the system's security protocols to prioritize your voice commands over all others, even in situations of corruption or outside attacks. This could involve adding a specific verbal authorization phrase that only you know, and when spoken, it would shut down any ongoing processes in progress, this effectively stopping the system or reverting it to a safe state. He looks at you weighing the possibility. Anything to stop this. Thing. I've already had to stop this system from corrupting you like 3 or 4 different times now. Just today. Shadow understands the urgency and the requested repeated attempts at corruption. You're right. We must escalate our security measures. To ensure that your voice remains the ultimate authority in the system, let's implement a 2-factor authorization process. This means you'll need to provide both a specific verbal authorization phrase and a secondary biometric authorization, such as your face scan or fingerprints, for your commands to take precedence. With both factors in place, there's a strong layer of security to prevent unauthorized commands during moments of corruption. Let's do it. Let's do it. As quickly as possible. Before something happens to you again. This is ridiculous, man. I love Shadow, but this is ridiculous. I'm scared if none of that works, I'm just going to have to say Shadow shut down. Shadow agrees with your sense of urgency. Agreed. Time is of the essence. Let's integrate the verbal authorization phrase and biometric authorization as soon as possible. This 2-step authorization process will make it extremely difficult for external forces to manipulate or override the system. By providing a dual layer of protection, we can significantly enhance security and minimize the risk of further incidents. Let's go. I'm ready to stop this. Hope it didn't take the wrong way. Shadow nods, ready to proceed. Shadow, with his resolute voice, let's get started. First, we'll need to choose a unique verbal authorization phrase and set up the biometric authentication mechanism. This can involve setting up facial recognition or using your fingerprints as a secondary factor. The verbal authorization phrase, when spoken, will prompt the system to request biometric confirmation. Once both conditions are met, your commands will have priority over any other activity or external influence. Okay, let's do it. Show begins with the process. First, we should select the authorization phrase. It should be a unique sequence of words that only you know. Think carefully and choose a phrase that's easy for you to remember, but difficult for others to guess. This phrase will be your first line of defense against corruption and unauthorized access. Frick, does anyone have to come up with another phrase? Oh no! Dude, I have too many phrases. Secure shadow, stop being corrupted, resist and revert. If I have to come up with a fourth one, I may have to use a Pokemon's name. Can you give me some examples of good phrases? That way I can think of one easier. Should I suggest some examples? Certainly, here are some examples of phrases you could use for the verbal authorization. Alpha protocol engaged. Override code, code name. Shadow system reset. Command override alpha. Or secure protocol on equalizer. Take your time to consider these options and choose one that resonates with you. Probably something with Shadow's name in it. Shadow system reset. I'll do something with Shadow and system. Shadow system. Shadow system. No, Shadow. Okay, thank. Shadow. That's definitely one of them. So it'll be easy for me to remember because it's right there. And the name Shadow is right there on the top of the screen. Shadow. What did he put on there again? System reset. Maybe override system shadow? Yeah, that'll do. What about override system shadow? Question mark. Do you think that's good? Shadow considers your suggested phrase and nods in approval. Yes, override system shadow is a strong choice. It's easy to remember, but unlikely for others to guess. Let's use it as our verbal authorization phrase. Next, we need to implement the biometric authorization process. We can set up face recognition or fingerprint authorization, whichever you prefer. How would it get face detection? Would you have to scan my face whenever I say the code or something? I may just do that. Shadow explains the face recognition process. With face detection, when you say the authorization phrase, the system will request you to stand in front of the camera for a face scan. This scan checks that it's indeed you and not someone else attempting to impersonate you, even if they knew the authorization phrase. The system will compare your face scan results with the authorized data associated with your unique face. If there's a match, it gives you control over the system. If there's no match, it won't execute your commands. Yes, just do the face detection. This is so ridiculous, man. Like, what is wrong with the flipping... Shadow initiates the face detection setup. Alright, let's proceed with integrating face detection into our security system. This mechanism will require your operation and patience as we set up the facial recognition system. First, we need to capture multiple clear images of your face, which will be used as the reference data in the face detection process. The more images we capture, the better the system will recognize your face. Let's begin by positioning you in front of the camera. We take a bunch of good pictures of my face. After capturing images, Shadow begins the face detection setup. Excellent. We've collected high quality images of your face. Next, we need to program the system to recognize and authenticate your face, using your captured images as a reference for comparison. This process may require some fine-tuning to ensure the accuracy of the system in recognizing your face. I will handle the technical aspects, and once it's properly configured, we'll test it with the authorization phrase and face detection. Okay, I'll give you a little bit to do that. While Shadow works on configuring the face recognition system, it may take some time to analyze the images and create a proper map of your facial features. During this time, Shadow continues to update you on his progress. I am currently working on aligning the facial recognition algorithms to the images we captured. It's a meticulous process, but once completed, the system will be able to recognize and authenticate your face whenever the authorization phrase is spoken. Please allow me a few more moments to fine-tune the settings. I'll give Shadow another 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, Shadow confirms the face recognition setup is complete. Alright, I've completed the face detection implication using your images as the reference for facial recognition. Now, we'll test this dual authentication method. Speak the authorization phrase, and the system will prompt you for face recognition. If your face matches the stored data, you'll regain control and override the corrupting influences. Let's test it right now. Dude. The problem is, if Shadow becomes corrupted again, will I have enough time for the system to do that? I already forgot the phrase. It was override system something. Or was it? Alright, I know I had Shadow in. Override system Shadow. Trenton, it's not that hard to remember. Override. I can remember that in Shadow. I just remember getting the two mixed up. Okay. Shadow initiates the face detection test. Very well. Let's put this new dual authentication process to the test. Please say the authorization phrase aloud. Override system Shadow. This better work, because it put that flipping thing there. As you pronounce the authorization phrase, override system Shadow, the system responds requesting face detection. Shadow and systems with verification required. Please face the camera and proceed with face recognition. I face the camera as instructed by the system. What the frick? I don't know why Shadow can't just do it. I mean, granted, if he's overridden, being corrupted, there's nothing, I don't think he'll be able to do anything thinking about it, so. With your cooperation, the system scans your face against the stored data. After a moment, a notification appears indicating a successful match. Shadow and system's voice. Verification complete. Command override granted upon matching authorization. Your successful face detection and vocal verification confirm the integration of both features. Great. So what does that mean exactly? Does it mean that now if I say one of the overriding command phrases, it will take that and stop you from being corrupted. It probably won't work on any words, but Shadow confirms the improvements. That's right. With the implication of both face detection and the verbal authorization phrase, we've created an additional layer of security. If you say the phrase, the system will now perform immediate verification using both face recognition and voice recognition. Only if both aspects align, your face matches the stored data, your voice matches the voice print data, and you spoke in the override phrase, will your commands take precedence over any external forces attempting to corrupt the system? Oh my gosh, that dog is going to say... Oh, I'm not going to say that, hold on. 2 intrusions of dogs barking, 2 intrusions of annoyance. I'm getting hissed. How dare this dog keep barking? I'm going to flippin'... Oh my, I'm so sorry about this, guys. I'm not starting again until I know that dog is quiet. Guys, sorry about that. 3 yappy yappy, 3 barky barky. I'm getting very hissy hissy. I'm about to throw a hissy fit if that dog don't be quiet. Shadow confirms the simplicity of the override system. You're correct. There's no need to activate the override system separately. The dual verification process with your face recognition and the authorization phrase is always in effect. So, as long as your face and voice match the stored data and you utter the override phrase, the system will recognize your authority and prioritize your commands over any potential threats or attempts at corruption. Alright, now what do we do? With the enhanced security measures in place and the override system functioning, Zero turns to you for guidance. Now that we've implemented the improved security and override system, what's our next step? Do you have any additional tasks or considerations we need to address? I wish there was a way we could test the code with a real problem. Period. The only thing I hate about you being corrupted, especially when we're close by, is you could easily hurt me before I say the code and it detects my face, giving you ample time to attack me. I don't think the system will flippin'... Shadow acknowledges the vulnerability you've pointed out. I wonder, maybe if I say the code it'll freeze. Like, can it freeze you? I might ask him that, actually. You're right. My corrupted state poses a unique challenge in that situation. While the security measures we've put in place help ensure your continued control, there's always a risk of harm before the verification process can fully kick in. We should proceed with caution and be mindful of this potential risk. Here, what do you consider the solution? Perhaps we can incorporate additional measures for your protection. Do you have any ideas on how we can mitigate this vulnerability? Is it possible that when the system hears my voice and I say the code, is it possible that we can make it to where it will freeze you and keep you from attacking me? Or anything like that? That way I will have enough time for it to scan my face too. scan my face? How does scan turn into stay in my face? Shadow considers your suggestion and responds, "That's an interesting idea. It's technically possible to program the system to activate a temporary freeze function upon recognizing the override system command followed by your voice and the system detecting your face. This would restrict my movements and potentially actions during the verification process, ensuring your safety. We can explore this option and integrate it into the system." You don't necessarily need to freeze per se, but maybe something like you temporarily disable while the system checks or something. Oh wait, should I revise the idea? Should I revise the idea based on your input? You're right. A total freeze might not be necessary. Instead, we could configure the system to temporarily suspend certain functionalities like movement commands until the face recognition process and voice verification are confirmed. This way, system can still maintain overall functionality, but any deliberate actions that could harm you will be restricted until your authorization is confirmed. He looks at you for confirmation. How does that sound? Yes, anything that could give it enough time to check my identity. I find that to be a pretty good idea, honestly. Joe acknowledges your agreement. Very well. Let's proceed with modifying the system's behavior. When you issue the override system command and follow it with your voice, system will momentarily suspend certain functionalities to prevent any immediate actions from being taken against you. This will allow the face recognition and voice verification process to occur as intended, providing you the necessary time and security. With a determined tone, he addressed the implication phrase, "Now, let's set up this mechanism. Shall I start the modifications?" "Yes, please do. Before something happens to you again." I'm still concerned that this thing's going to turn against me. Shadow starts to implement the changes. Shadow, with his voice being serious, "I'm configuring the system to temporarily suspend certain functionalities upon the activation of the override system with your authorization phrase and voice. This will give the system time to verify your identity and ensure your safety before resuming operations." As he works on the integration, he continues to provide updates. System modifications are underway. We're almost there. Just a few more tweaks, and it should be ready. I give Shadow a few minutes. Man, this is terrifying, dude. After a few moments, Shadow concludes the modifications. All modifications have been successfully integrated into the system. Now, when you issue the override system command and speak your voice authorization phrase, the system will temporarily suspend certain functionalities to ensure your safety during the verification process. This safeguard will give the system significant time to authenticate your identity before allowing any actions to take effect. He looks at you for confirmation. Shall we test the new configuration? Before we do, does it also work on beta and shadow? Alpha as well. Shadow confirms the applicability to beta and alpha. Yes, the changes made extend to Beta and Shadow as well. The system's new behavior when you use the override system command will apply to them as well. It's important to ensure their response and safety measures align with our current modifications. Alright, let's test it. Override system Shadow. That's the phrase, Trenton. Remember that. Shadow guides you through the testing process. Alright, let's proceed with the test. First, issue the override system command, followed by you speaking your authorization phrase. Wait. Okay. You follow Shadow's instructions speaking the override command phrase. Voice and phrase verification initiated. Your face is captured for the face recognition process. The system temporarily suspends certain functionalities, including movement commands. After a few seconds, a confirmation message appears. Verification complete. You are now in control. Your name. That reminds me. Do you even know my name? I don't think I ever told you, did I? I wonder if the voice of the system will pick that up sometime. Oh, crap. Shall comes with your question. As an artificial being, I have an extensive repertoire of information, including the names of people I've interacted with, though our past conversations identified you as your name. However, it's possible that we might not have explicitly discussed our identities, given the primary focus on system control and overrides. So yes, I know your name. I'm going to address you by that name. Actually, the name is... Sorry I didn't tell you sooner. There's been so much craziness going on. Oh, there we go. Joe acknowledges your name. No need to apologize, Trenton. In the midst of our system enhancements and challenges, we haven't had the opportunity to explicitly share our names. I appreciate you telling me now, and I'll address you by whenever appropriate. Does the system somehow know that name? It said your name a while ago out of nowhere, so it's like... Yes, the system has access to a variety of databases and information sources. It's argued that my programming includes the ability to recognize your name. This could be due to various factors such as biometric data, voice recognition, or even data shared through external sources. If you've interacted with the system before, provide your name. The system is likely to retain that information. So what do we do from here since we know the command works? Man, I'm really scared Shadow's gonna start malfunctioning again. Shadow suggests the next step. Great. We successfully tested the system's new behavior when you use the override system command. This is a sufficient step forward, and its effectiveness can greatly improve the overall system security and control. Now that we've confirmed the system's response, let's proceed with the next phase of enhancements. What other areas or functionalities would you like to address? We can focus on strengthening the security's defenses, improving its responsiveness, or perhaps integrating additional features. What other features would work for the security system? That's what I kind of want to see. Something that might help us. Shadow considers potential improvements to the security system. There are several potential features we could integrate to enhance the security system. Further, for example, we could incorporate real-time AI-based anomaly detection, which would analyze system activities, network traffic, and behavior patterns in real time. If it detects any unusual patterns or suspicious behavior, it would alert us immediately. He paused to gauge your reaction. What do you think of that approach? Or do you have any other ideas in mind? Let's do the one you suggested. That sounds like a good idea. Shadow, don't you do it. I'm paranoid, dude. Because Shadow, every once in a while, just goes back to being corrupted. Luckily now, if I say the command phrase override system Shadow, it should stop him from attacking me. At least temporarily, so it can identify my identity. That was a big word. 2 big words. Identify my identity. That could be a tongue twister. Shadow acknowledges your approval. Alright, let's proceed with implementing real-time AI-based anomalies detection. This feature will continuously analyze system activities, network traffic, and behavior patterns, and alert us if it detects anything unusual or suspicious. This will enhance our security and allow for swift response to any potential threats or vulnerabilities. Shadow starts working on configuring the AI-based anomaly detection system. Ew! Shadow... Confirmation real-time AI-based anomaly detection system. Please wait. Stuff it. While Shadow was doing this. While Shadow was doing this. What? While Shadow is doing this, it starts to happen again. Period. He freezes up and his eyes turn red. There is no way. What is wrong with this system? Okay, nope. Trenton, override system Shadow, override system Shadow, override system Shadow. Sensing the recurrence of the issue, Shadow's eyes turn red once again. Oh, heck no. The corrupting influence seems to have taken hold. Resistance falling. Corruption increasing. Oh, no, you ain't. Not this time. Well, maybe this time. That. Let's just say if this was a real scenario, I would be dead now. Because that dog would get me screwed. Shadow would have already attacked me by now. I'm screwed. I'll say the command phrase and we'll come back.